Alright, we're getting ready to get into some heart of any war game, the combat. And I think I've gotten it right. Like I said, these are pretty easy instructions. I do want to make note, though, that there were some units I forgot to punch out. When I was going to procedure, I must have walked away, came back, and thought I did the whole procedure, but really I started this procedure over here, and I really should have finished this one up. So therefore, if you looked at my last video, if anybody knows the game and thought, he don't have units on his display. Well, that was because I didn't finish the setup, but it was fine. I went ahead, I got it all set up now, and we're playing the game. And so far, like I said, pretty easy. The only thing is, as long as you follow step by step, and that's what my girlfriend says. She comes down here and she says, do you call that fun to have to go through? And it is. It's kind of, I don't know if it's geeky things or it has to do with being a numbers freak or something, but yeah, you follow their little procedures and you can find out how your battle goes. And the thing of it is getting to know it. Once you know, it's like anything else. It's all my famous saying. If you're like riding a bike, once you get going, it's not that hard. It's kind of just interesting and fun to do. It's kind of like a video game, but on the board. That's why I think it happened. Is Avalon Hill and all those guys are doing all these board games, and when we went through the computer phase, everybody got away from these games and thought it was so neat to be on a computer, but once you get on a computer and you're just looking at a screen. I mean, I'm sure you can have some, first-person shooters and stuff like that, but it's kind of funny that the computers now are trying to emulate, tabletop simulator. And you got all these things, you got all these board games you can buy on the computer now, and they're trying to make it more on the computer like it is a board game. But that's the way the pendulum swung. It swung away from board games into computers, and now it's back into board games. So we'll see what's up. And that's just it. It's a 3D, get your hands on it and everything. It's a lot better than computer games. Computer games got their spot, but other than that, that's about it. We got our draw cups, draw cup 2. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last videos. We got draw cup chits, and yeah, like I said, a good solid 7 out of 10. It's a good game. Might even give it a higher rating once we get going, but initial thoughts, 7 out of 10. We got a nice little battle going on here, and here you get your units. These are United States Navy units, and they'll be attacking aircraft. These are the Japanese units. He's got some units that were on combat air patrol. Some units are going to attack a task force, and that's just it. I'll have to look that one up because there is no task force that's been spotted. So, and this one is to attack the objective. But I'll have to look and see that because, well, I know the objective has always been spotted. Okay, the objective, which is this, has always been spotted. We'll have to look at this combat procedure. I'm not sure because the actual battle is over their island, not mine. So I don't know if they'll be able to be attacking this objective. We'll see how the rules go. I might look through it. So far, it ain't bad. Little speed bumps here and there, but they're really quickly resolved when you're looking at the rules. So that is my drop in for this segment. We're back. All right, back with a little drop in. I had to restart the game. We got into some combats and stuff, and oh yeah, the rules kind of went crash. I might have not done things right, so I had to restart the game, which was a pain in the butt in itself because you have to redo all this stuff. Oh, yeah, sometimes this hobby, you wonder if it's worth it. We're at this point now where the Japanese are attacking this little base here. This is in my second game, and you find out what kind of. First of all, you have to look into the task force, find out if they got any carriers, if they got carriers, what planes are within range. I mean, stuff you have to do, which is fine. It's all a nice procedure as long as you can get it right. So I had some planes that were within range, and they came over here. But anyway, if they're in range, you have to roll to see what kind of missions they go on to, and you put them here. I had one that was on the attack. Easy for me to say, attack objective, and sorry about that. Another one that was on an escort. All right. Well, it's you put your units right here. Japanese force, but then you move them from here and you put them over the objective. But you gotta kind of remember where they're all at. So I write it down. It's kind of these games. You kind of got to do. You got to figure them out yourself to learn how to play them. You got these guys over here now on this. But where they at? Were they on this, or it's hard to. the design, I guess. But I write it down, and instead of putting Imperial Japanese Navy IJN or whatever, I just put Jap. I guess that's not correct, but yeah. I guess I could put Japan or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So this tells me what they're doing. Now we're gonna have to follow the procedure, and I also got a cap unit here. So you got to kind of figure it out on your own. I think I did all that and then just kept on going and didn't resolve these attacks. And I had all these units still on here. So, like I said, you're figuring out I'll probably restart the game 2 or 3 more times. But now we are in the mutual combat segment because after they launched, flew on over here to, where are we at here? We're at the Port Moresby. All right, all my action early in this game, in this restart, is happening down here in Port Moresby, off the Australia. Yeah, I don't know about Australian coast, but off Australia. Like I said, I got a unit on cap, so I think we're gonna have to have those kind of combats. But figuring out how to do this, this is where I got all messed up. Was on the combats last time. I was like, oh my god, so I had to restart everything. But I think I got it right now. So we'll go ahead and jump over here to this mutual combat segment, read about that, and I'm just a little drop-ins. I'm watching my, oh, God, I wish I could get this guy's name. Hold on a second. There you go. My own worst enemy. How you doing there, dude? Been watching you. Me and him are going along the same thing. And he's got questions that I really don't have, but I got questions that he really don't have. But, yeah, it's kind of neat to follow this guy along on his replay. So, highly recommended. We'll be back. All right, we're back with our restart. And this is only restart number 2. But I think I got it down pat. I think what I did wrong was move some of these forces, and I didn't follow through on the combats. I kind of just kept them there and went on, and I had all these combats that were pending, so I think I got it all straight now. I'm on my 3rd chit pull, so I think after the 3rd chit pull, I got it down pat. I might see some things in the future. I'm going to play this game all the way through, and then there's a couple optional rules. There's not that many, but there's a couple that I definitely want to employ, and I do them now, but I'm still kind of green, so I'm going to make sure everything goes through. But yeah, we were on my 2nd chit pull, and just as a matter of, I don't know if anybody knows how to play the game is watching, but just in case they are, the old what's this called, Port Moresby route was the first one pulled, and you can see the old thing over there, Mo, and you got an invasion force right on up to it. The only problem is that force there, I don't think had any carriers. It was just destroyers. He's got another task force up here that do have carriers, but he has destroyed my coastal defense unit, and I think I had another fighter or something shot down, but other than that, his units here are still pretty good. So I think it was a successful move by the Japanese on that turn. Now I did launch some other missions to go after his fleet right here, and I was using these air units. And I don't think there was any there was no result. It was a bad mission all around. You could actually see one of my last rolls was a 5, and these guys all needed 1s or 2s to hits. So it was a attack on his invasion force, which only contained destroyers and stuff like that. There was no air units, aircraft carriers. Aircraft carriers are in this task force, I believe, and the Port Moresby task force only has, or Port Moresby force only has 2 task forces, as opposed to this one has 3. This one has 4. And this one has 3, so there's different task force numbers in each home base it sets out. So, and they're, hold on a second, I got a text message. I'll be right back. All right, then, that is about it where I'm at. Like I said, I'll go ahead and pull my next operation marker. We'll see if it's a regular operation marker or if it's a special marker. It is an AL. So what you do is this represents your turn marker. You'll put this up here at the first thing you do, and the first thing you do, we'll look over here if I can zoom in on it, is the Imperial Japanese Navy Operations Determination Segment. So we'll be following the old sequence of play. You'll come down here. It tells you right here what to do. We'll just follow that on down. But yep, we're getting into it. Second game turn of the restart game. Of course, your first game going on. I don't know if anybody plays it the first time with the restart, but you might. All right, that is it. We're having fun here at Midway Solitaire. Enjoying our next 2 days. Only 2 days off countdown, so we have to go back to the rat race. But I was supposed to go out and do some fishing, but we got 20, 30 mile an hour winds out today, so I think most activities outdoors are going to have to be canceled. What a shame, what a shame. Be back. All right, well, we moved out from the, what's that say? MO. Oh, I'm sorry. AL spot. The AL spot represents the Honshu, Japan. And it is the operation for the Aleutian Islands. So that one there was activated. You'll take each one of these markers. One says invasion, one says main body. And you'll consult the movement table, and you move underneath here. Now the last one to move was the invasion force, the invasion task force. You can see here that he just rolled a 1. So under the invasion task force, you only move 1 space, and he is only 1 space away from his home area, as they're heading out towards Alaska and the Aleutian Islands. All right, that is it for them. Search your task force movement. Okay, so you go down here where you see we just moved. Now the next one will be the U.S. Naval Reaction Segment, and you'll move the marker up here. And tan ones are Japanese chances to do things, and the blues are the Americans, so U.S. Navy. So here you go, it'll go up to the U.S. Navy Reaction Segment, and we'll see what the U.S. Navy will do in response. Be right back. Well, another thing going on is you do have, this is an active route. This is the active route right now, but you have another route coming on down here. When you drew chit from this operations cup, it could, there's more chits in there with this route on it, so there's always a chance that this one could move again. It didn't, and we picked the Aleutians route. Now after all these units have moved, we go here and we're required to make a, what's it called, determine if you must pick one incident marker, and we do. It's required whenever you have an operation going on. So we'll pick an incident marker, and these are just the random events that throw in there to add a little bit of spice in the game. We always like that. And another thing, make sure you put the right markers in the right cups. All right, so this one here is calm seas, and I've seen that one before, and that means nothing's going to happen. So he goes back into the cup, incident cup. There you go. All right, now we would have moved the marker on over to the U.S. Naval Reaction Segment, and we'll be right back. Now, the only 2 things that the U.S. can do in response to the Japanese moving out of their home ports and heading towards the Aleutians is I can launch some bomber or fighter aircraft currently assigned with activated route up to the range against spotted. All right, number 1, he's not spotted yet, so I can't do anything really there. Number 1's pretty well null and void. Number 2 is the only one that's really available to me, and it is launch a U.S. Navy naval attack craft, I guess. Naval attack aircraft. I don't know what that means. Hold on. All right. Launch any U.S. Navy naval attack craft, bombers or fighters. Oh God, you gotta hate those. What do you call it? Military abbreviations or whatever. Assigned to a carrier. The only problem is my carrier's all the way over here at the home base of the Alaska. We'll have to look at their range, but their range usually is maximum 6 maybe. I think I've seen them with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'm going to have to look at this task force there first to see what it is comprised of. Task force number 8 in Alaska is comprised of no carriers, just CAs, NDDs, whatever those are, destroyers, I guess. Hold on. It's called surface combatants, so those will tell you whether they're, I guess, destroyers or battleships or so. Either battleships or BBs. So I don't know my naval definition's that good. But anyway, that is it. We cannot react. Launch a U.S. naval CAT missions around their base, and that's what I could do. Well, you know what? There's no. We don't have any units there. We don't have any air units there, so I really can't do anything. The Aleutians are kind of messed up. These guys, task force has no aircraft carriers. We do have bombers there. Let's look at these here. Those are 2 ranges. There's one that's a 6. So let's see what goes on there. You know what? He has to be spotted though, and they're not spotted. So that just takes care of all that. Let me look and see here real quick. Tiny carrier units to each activated route to range against spotted. Against the guy, yeah, we can't do nothing like that. So the only option we got to do here on the U.S. reaction segment is number 2: launch U.S. naval aircraft or land aircraft fighter units for CAP missions. And we can't even do that because there's none there. So that we'll move on to the next one, which is Japanese air unit launch segment. We'll be back. All right, this next phase, it says, for each active route, which is the route we're on the Aleutians, determine the missions that all Imperial Japanese Navy air units that are within range of a spotted United States task force, which there's none there that are spotted, or a U.S. naval base will fly. So we do have a naval base there. We have to make sure, first thing we check is, what is the composition of the main body? And we got another task force down there, 2nd Carrier Strike Force. So there's definitely going to be some air units in there. And if this base is within their range, which is 1, 2, 3, then they'll attack it. So we'll be back. Like I said, that's where the complexity comes in. It's just, having to look on all these tables. First thing we're going to do is look underneath the main body. So we'll go over here, underneath here, look for, we'll do it together. Main body. Now they're all hidden, but we got to check them out for this procedure. We got to look for aircraft carriers. I think we got one. Yeah, we got one aircraft carrier in this main body. Alright. Look for the name of the aircraft carrier. Where are we at here? Alright, so that main body task force, there's a couple cruisers, I guess. That's what I call them. And an aircraft carrier. Zuiho. We'll look down here at old Zuiho. And where's he at? He's got some units. That one's got a 4 range. 1, 2, 3. He can go. So let's go here to Zuiho. He can go. Next one is a 3 range. 1, 2, 3. That's within 3 hexes, so he can go too. Remember, the only 2 aircraft he's got are those 2, a 3 and a 4. Main body. Zuiho. 1, 2, 3. So these guys can make it. Now we gotta look underneath the next. Zuiho's the only one. All right, the next task force is another thing is you gotta keep these with their task forces. Gets a little complicated, but that's what I like. I mean, we're taking care of everything. We got the day off. We're plenty of time now. The second Carrier Strike Force. Let's get on over here. 2nd Carrier Strike Force. Now they're definitely probably gonna have some carriers there. Yeah, we got 1, 2 carriers. Hold on, I'll show you guys here in a second. Bad camera work, I know. Alright, we got... Oh, there you go. 2 carriers. They're Soryu and Hoshu. Then we got some cruisers, I guess. But now we got to check out those carriers and find out what kind of planes they got. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. We'll be right back. Alright, we can see what's going on here now. 2nd Carrier Strike Force can scrounge up units from the Soryu and the Hoshu. And also in that space is the main body task force. And it only has one carrier in it, I guess, and it's the Zoho. Alright, and like I said, these guys all are within range. One, 2, 3. Let me see here. Oh, they're here. 1, 2, 3. So that's it. The other ones are 4. Now, what we gotta do is look under this strike force, invasion. I'll look for them over here. Invasion, there he is. See what kind of units are there. Invasion. Invasion. Oh, AL, I guess. Invasion AL. Oh, I almost picked the wrong one. There's a bunch of invasions here, so. Invasion AL, see if he's got a carrier or what. Nope, no carriers, so there won't be no units come from him. There you go. Where are we at here? Invasion AL. Oops. One's upside down. I don't know what these are. Transports. There you go. And destroyers. So no carriers will be coming up from there. So these are the air units now that are going to be attacking the Aleutians. That's how that works. We'll be right back. Alright then, what you'll do now is determine what kind of mission each one of these planes are going to go on to, or I guess they represent a squadron of planes or whatever. But the Japanese are coming on the Aleutians, and the bad thing about the Aleutians is they have no cap or no air units to defend them, so this could be a big hit for the U.S. Navy. Alright, well the first unit here will be a fighter NAC from the Soyu. I'll show you which one I'm going to go for. We'll go with him. Look underneath this table here. Oh, attack party chart. You're attacking unit naval. Where are we at here? Mission determination. Here you go. And that was a fighter land attack aircraft. Land attack aircraft fighters. Here you go. Look under this one. Rolling a 1d6, big old fat d6 they gave us. Oh, we have a 1. So here we'll be going to a cap. Alright, let me get you on a zoom here. And I am going to put him. Oh, this is the hard part of it, because you got to remember what force they're on. So they give you this little display here. I'm going to use this for now, but like I said, I got to remember which task force is which. I just have to write this down. I'll be right back. Alright then, that's how I have to solve that. Like I said, you got to keep track of what's going on here. But that will be the roll for that unit. And I'll go ahead and show you what happens with the other rolls. We'll be right back. Okay then, this is what we came up with. The fighters will perform a CAT mission. That'll be a CAT mission over the carriers, or over the task forces. Then we'll look and see because sometimes, like this one here, these guys are supposed to attack a task force, but there is no task force there. There's only a base there, so I think this will be converted to the attack objective. But here's what's going on. Like I said, the fighters will probably stay put over the carriers and wait for any attack from the U.S., which won't come because there really ain't any units. I think there's one unit here with a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can maybe get to them. Make sure I get these guys over where they're supposed to be on it. Make sure there ain't no disputes. But yeah, that's what's going on there. This might be a free attack for the Japanese because, like I said, the only U.S. aircraft are based in Alaska, so they can't get out there in time, if at all. So like I said, we'll follow procedures. But here's where everybody's going. That's how you do that. Be back. Alright, yeah, it says here, if there's no spotted task force within the range of your bombers, and there's a U.S. controlled Japanese objective space, which is the Aleutian Islands, convert the result of the attack object to the convert the result to the attack objective result. So if neither would apply, it's no launch, but it does apply. So this is what it looks like now. These guys will come down here just like I thought. And also I got my little cat markers because these guys really are just going to go on cap out here with us. So I mean, you can do it either way, figure out which way you want to do it, but that is the way we're going to do it here now. Now we will go ahead and resolve our attack on the Aleutian Islands. Be right back. Alright, well, I'm guessing that the correct procedure wouldn't have been to put them on this board. It'll be to fly these guys over here to the Aleutians. They have a 3 hex range, 3 and 3, so they'll be going 1, 2, 3, and we'll put them over here. Okay, this is the way you do it. I just put things over here to help me out a little bit, but you're really supposed to put them over here. All right, now we'll move this over to the mutual combat phase, and that's wherever you got U.S. units and Japanese units in the same hex. So go ahead and move these guys now on over to this spot here, and these units here will go to the attack objective, attack objective, attack objective. And here with our coastal defense unit, you put this over here in the U.S. Naval Force, and you got your coastal defense unit there. And we'll proceed with combat. Remembering that this is their air number, but it's in parentheses, which means they really can't attack fighter aircraft. They can only defend when attacked. This is their versus their naval number. And this is their versus. This is what we'll be using to attack the coastal defense unit. You can see all their numbers here. The one we're really looking for looks like their Veil dive bombers are going to be the ones that do the most. And like I said, that'll be it. He'll be shooting at them with a 2. And he can, like when he shoots, he can only shoot at 1 unit. But all these units can shoot at him. You have to decide which unit wants to shoot at who. So that's kind of another mechanic of the game. But we'll be back with the results. We might do the battle here in a second. I want to make sure everything's good to go. All right, in combat, it says you move them off the map onto the battle display. So like I said earlier, I did a little bit prematurely, but it helped me, assign what's going on, so you do it either way you want. But then it says another important thing is put the old battle marker on this spot here. And that reminds me, I think I'm going to run up to the old Magic Market. I want to get me some good dice and some good markers, so I'm going to go there today. It just now reminded me of that. I got to wait for the girly friend to get home with their groceries, then she can go with me. We'll go up to the Magic Market, spend some money. But, all right, well, that's the way you do that. We got the battle marker there. Combat. All right, here's what you'll do first. So it'll be air-to-air combat, which there's none because there's no air units in the space. Anti-air step for fire ground units first. So he'll be firing at us first. Him being the United States and us being the Japanese on this one. So he'll be rolling a 6 die. All right, which one do you want to shoot at, though? We will definitely be wanting to shoot at this Veil dive bomber. It has a 4 on it. Oh, there's a couple Veils. Huh, look at this. That Veil's he fights better in the air. Here's the difference between the two. Naval attack craft. Huh. One's from the Soryu, one's from the Zuhu. But one does better. We'll fire at him for sure. We want to knock that big old number down. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm looking at the bottom numbers, though. I gotta get this straightened out. Here. No, ground's the last number. Alright, let's just see what these Veils are the same. One's better than the other one. Alright, so they're not really too good on the ground. The bottom one's the ground number, middle one's a naval, top one's air. So we're going to fire at this Veil here first with our coastal defense anti-aircraft fire. And we need a 2 or less. Nail them. They give me a nice big dice. I've been using this die. All you need is 1 in this game, really. You get a 4. So he doesn't get it. Now it's time for all my boys to be firing. And my first Veil, after being shot at, is going to try to roll. He'll roll. Looking for a 2 or less. Bad bombing. Oh, 1. Okay, well, there you go. He suffers 1 hit. And now these guys both will try to get with a 1 to destroy the coastal defense unit. And there you go. Wow. Alright, we'll put this in the U.S. Navy eliminated units. You can see here that they got both of their coastal defense units nailed out. That's not a good start. Alright, now I gotta see what to do with all these units afterwards. But that's how it goes. That was the combat. And let me be seeing here what we're doing. Where were we at? we're on the mutual return segment, and then we'll be going on from there. So it's really key to keep track of this. Move that sucker on down. We will be back. Okay, it is game turn. Let me see, I've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be my 8th chip draw. And we got, I think there's 20 turns total. Once you draw your 20th chit, the game's over. But yeah, this is about my 8th or 7th turn. And thoughts on the game? Oh, I like it. It's good. Like I said earlier, it's a good solid 7, and it is a good solid 7. Out of all the track games, and I only got 1 or 2. I think maybe that Pavlov's House is the only track game I got. But I like this one the best. Now, I think I haven't played Pavlov's House in a while, and it ain't a bad game. But there's a lot of die rolling, and I guess there's a little bit of a strategy involved, but your hands are really tied. In this game here, you got a lot more options. So we'll give you a little drop in, see what's going on here. Oh, they got their 4 little tracks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's their routes. And they come from little home spaces, I guess, in Japan. They take off their little task forces, are what they are. Now, the shortest route is this little task force here for the Port Mosby. And it's represented here by the MO for Mose. But, yeah, the Japanese have gotten all the way down there. They've taken over the Port Mosby, what is that? Base, U.S. control. It was a U.S. controlled base, but the Japanese have taken it over. But the thing of it is, if they get this task force into my home spot, all right, those are the 4 Japanese home spots. We got a home spot here in Australia, New Caledonia, Samoa, Pearl Harbor, West Coast, and Alaska. So we got more home spots than they do, but this is a really short route. Hold on a second. So, yeah, they got somebody coming on down here. It's really imperative that not every they have to stop if they get a movement. If this task force gets say it draws a movement, we're going to move more than 1 unit, it has to stop before it enters my space. Maybe we can do something there, but other than that, I got a really strong task force here. And this game's got all kinds of mechanics and what ifs. And especially when you draw them out of this incident cup. That incident cup will kill you, which has killed the Japanese, because you can see over here, this marker here represents divisions between the air corps, the air part of the army and the army, or the naval and the army. I don't know who. Anyway, 2 of them were clashing, and as a result, the Japanese hands were tied. And they didn't have any movements, or couldn't do anything the whole turn. So I took advantage of all these blue spaces, and had a really good attack going on. Man, I had this fleet getting ready to tear up the space, but then when I drew another incident card, it was bad weather, no launching of any air units, so I went by real quick too. So there you go. Gives you a little example there, but yeah. We're getting ready to draw our 8th chit here, and like I said, can't let this unit get close. I'm pretty well protected here with my fleet. Midway's totally stocked. I got a bunch of units back here at Pearl Harbor. They'll be fine. Alaska, it's a little weak, but I got some units coming on up. As a matter of fact, I just moved this task force a little bit closer. Now, this task force doesn't have any carriers in it. Let me see if I got over here. I got an independent destroyer, some air units. About to see what their strengths are. And Task Force 11. I think I just created that task force. Let me see what is in Task Force 11. Up. I think just a bunch of ships too. Is that Task Force 11? I can't see nothing no more. Oh, where's 11? Alright, that was it. That was it right there. Okay. So, there you go. That's what we're doing. We'll call this a bid. Give you another drop in when the game is concluded. But so far, yeah, as far as complexity goes, yeah, this is just a medium complexity game. Maybe medium high because of all the procedures you have to do. But you get them down pat. And like I said, luckily for me, it was only had to do a 1-over game. Started it off, got to the combat section, got all messed up. I messed it up. You have to kind of feel your way around these rules, and you can see what's going on. But when they say do the combats, it's pretty easy. And like I said, going on my 8th turn, and I look at the rules, but I pretty well got it down pat. It's pretty simple and pretty easy. So thumbs up to old Joseph Miranda. And I was complaining maybe earlier about the $60 prize tag. I don't know if I'd rather just as soon cheaper and give me the paper map. Little magazine. I don't care if it's in a box, but oh well. Things are a little bit more expensive today, and like they say in my favorite line of The Godfather, we don't mind paying. After all, we are not communist. So I call that a bid. Good review. Enjoying some Midway Solitaire. It's definitely a different type of game. Definitely enjoying it. So Wayne Hansen said he couldn't wait to get into it. He knows a lot more about these games than I do. I think so. He was right to be excited about it. Definitely an excitable game. Midway Solitaire. Give it 2 thumbs up.